Tuesday, Glockaware Radio, the love, support, and grace is always real. My brother Rue, he running a little, behind, because that's what he do. But he gonna be here. And, we have a special guest in the building. We always have special guests. And, we don't normally like to introduce our guests. We like them to introduce themselves because who can introduce themselves better than themselves, right? So we have a beautiful, wonderful, talented. When I say talented, I mean talented from a very young age, young, beautiful, black, young queen in the house. Please, without further ado, introduce yourself.
Hi guys, my name is Caprice Cowan. I'm 17 years old. I pretty much do it all. I'm an actress, a model. I host events. I know how to do hair, makeup. I'm a little bit of a jack of all trades, but I have been professionally acting and modeling basically since I was born, and everything that I do, this is basically my life. So
Oh
yeah.
my goodness! Since she was born, y'all heard that right? So she is definitely an expert in her crafts. I said crafts, not just a crafts, because you heard what she said. So why don't you share with everybody like what platforms you on right now?
Okay, for as far as platforms, I'm basically on pretty much everything: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I keep it simple because I find that it's easier to find you when it's just all your handles are one name. So it is my full name, Caprice Cowan, CapriceCowan, and that's for everything. If you search me, just type that in, all my socials will pop up.
Oh my goodness. Whew. So why don't you share with everybody? Do you have any kind of projects or anything going on right now?
Yes, I actually have a really, really amazing project coming up. It is a stage play. It's called Chronicles. I've probably done about 4 or 5 stage plays with this company, Childhood Lost Productions. I love working with them. It's a platform where they take a bunch of talented teens and adults, and we all put on like productions and stage plays, and it's so amazing. The one that's coming up though is called Chronicles. It has a very heavy topic going on with it because it does talk about like gun violence and stuff like that. That is coming up on March 11th. We're doing 2 separate dates, March 11th and March 12th. On the 11th, we're doing one show at, I believe, 7 o'clock. And then on the 12th, we're doing 4:30 and then 7:30.
Okay, and where is the show going to be at?
This is going to be at the Art Banks Theater on Broad Street. I will be playing Sarissa.
Okay, and tell us a little bit about your character.
My character, well, she gets into a lot of trouble. She's a
Like
14.
most teens.
Yes,
That's
she
what
is.
teens do, right?
She is a 14-year-old girl, and she gets her and her best friend into some serious trouble. Some people get hurt along the way. She's a sweet girl, but she doesn't know when to stop, and this proceeds to get her and her loved ones in trouble, and it doesn't end very well for her.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It sounds like a couple teens that I know.
Yeah.
So where can let everybody know where they can like purchase tickets and stuff to come
Yes.
see the show?
Anyone that knows me personally, I do have physical tickets, but as far as online tickets, the link is in my Instagram bio. If you just go to my Instagram, click the link in my bio, and if you scroll down to my name, click on it, you can purchase a ticket and select the time that you want to see the show from there.
Wow. I know you said you've been doing this since you were basically born.
Yes.
So, I know there has to be a lot of, lessons that were learned along the way. And one of the things that that they, that what they see on TV and stuff is like these, the dance moms and, the pageant moms and all this crazy stuff. And then, they make it seem like, the young kid is like really miserable doing all of this stuff. Explain to everybody what being involved in so many different artistic crafts does for you as a young black woman.
Okay, for some people, like you said, with the dance moms and the pageants, some of these kids are probably actually miserable. But for me, that isn't the case. I told my mom this is what I wanted to do. I was lucky enough to have a mom that wanted to support me. I think it's very important that parents listen to their kids, because when parents make their kids do something that they don't want to do, a couple years down the line, eventually they're going to be like, I never wanted to do this.
Right.
And it's going to fall right back on the parent. And
Exactly.
it's just like, it's a waste of time. I think it's very important to do what you want to do, because at the end of the day, it's your life, you know? So I think that's very important. I've learned a lot of lessons along the way, and I think the most important one is just go for what you want. I mean, that's all I can say. If you want something, you really have to put forth the effort, because no one's going to go harder for something that you want than you.
And y'all heard what she said. Us mothers, I'm talking to myself too. You know, us mothers, listen to the kids.
Yes.
And let the kids tell you what it is they want to do. Even if they not verbal with it and saying it, they'll show you. They'll do little things when they by themselves, and you know, and you know, you got to pick up on those little cues as a parent, you know. And the best thing that, you know, I've heard somebody say, and I've learned as well, is let your kids have a voice. If you let your kids have a voice, meaning when they say something, don't shut them up, open them up, you know, let them expand. Well, what are you talking about? Well, what is it? You know, don't just shut them down and say, oh no, we not doing that. Or no, you said what? No, we, you know, don't do that to the kids, because what happens is they become shrinkers. And when I say a shrinker, you know, it's like children who just cuddle up and bottle up when they're facing any kind of adversity. They don't have a voice. They don't share what they're feeling. They don't tell people what's bothering them. And eventually down the line, that can be, you know, that can work backwards for you and your child. You want your child to flourish. You want kids to be able to be who they are. And this young lady, I mean, tell them some of the things that you've done. I mean, she says she's been in this since she was born, but I want to know, let the people know, like, what are some of the things that you've done since you were born?
Okay, well, I have a pretty good track record. One of the first jobs that I booked was actually Disney. So I've done Disney's Choo Choo Soul. You can find that on YouTube. I've done Feed the Beast AMC. I've done Jason's Letter with Vivica Fox. I've done a lot of work over the years. It's kind of hard to remember everything. I've done a lot of fashion shows. I've done New York Fashion Week, LA Fashion Week.
This young lady got a catalog. Fashion weeks. Yeah. This young lady has a catalog. I mean, and one of the things for me is, you know, it's a lot of young ladies out there who probably don't know how to go about being who they really want to be. You know, they don't know how to go about, if their mother is not fostering that in them. They don't know how to go about being a model, or they don't know how to go about being a dancer. Do you have anything you can share for young ladies out there, young teenagers who really in their heart want to sing, dance, model, but they don't know how to go about getting it done?
Yes, actually, the first things off, this industry can be extremely dangerous if you don't have an adult that you trust in your corner. Even if it's not a parent, just a trusted adult that's knowing what you're doing and where you are, because a lot of times there are scams out here. You say you're going, someone will be like, hey, you want to come to this modeling thing? You might not make it home. I'm just being completely honest.
And we appreciate that honesty, because that's real. Like, it really is real. And that's one of the reasons that a lot of, you know, parents may shy away from that kind of industry for their child, because of, you know, the fear of the predators that are really out there that don't have the best interests in mind for our kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My brother Rue came in, you know, he's silent. He slid in real quick, late. But it's okay. You know, it's his birthday last week. It's February.
No,
it's his
not,
birthday all month.
You see how
his
she
birthday
just...
all month.
Okay. Because I thought you was trying to end my
I
birthday.
wasn't trying to end your birthday. I said it was last week, so we party it all month. Like, my birthday is Friday. My birthday is coming up on Friday. So
I feel like I'm about to go to Donny Park and say, you know, remember when you still young.
Yeah.
So you still probably you 17, so you might be in that age where it's like, I'm going to Donny Park. But I remember
No, I get super excited.
they be like, yo, we going to Great Adventure, we going to Donny Park. You don't sleep all night. That's how I feel about Thursday, y'all.
Oh my god.
I feel like I'm going to an adult
theme park,
amusement park, man,
Yes.
for days. Like no.
So I've heard.
But I was being the assist, the other person that is going to come back on the show, towards Gunna. He getting his music and everything together. I slid up, grabbed him. We came up this joint so we can get the fire. So that's the reason why I'm a little late. You know what I'm saying? But I seen that y'all was holding it down. I wanted to make sure that this young lady, because she got so much to offer, I wanted to make sure that she got it out. You know what I'm saying? Got it all out. Because I'm one of those people that like to be able to get everything that I got going on out there. You know what I mean? So your mom definitely been. See, this the thing about it. This is another reason why I wanted you to come on the show by yourself, because your mom was getting with me about you the whole time. Initially, when we first started talking, when she first reached out to me, she was like, yo, you got to get my daughter on there. You got to get my daughter on there. So when you were here before, it was like, okay, y'all got out the information. They see what the tandem is, but it was always about you from the rip.
Right.
Your mom never got with me and said, I want to be on the show to talk about my life. She initially, and I still got the DMs to show it to y'all if y'all need to see it. You know what I'm saying? The first point of contact about anybody being on the show, it was about you. Yo, you need to talk to my daughter. She got a whole lot going on. So I had to make sure you get it all out. And this play, once you started telling me about the play, I felt like, how we didn't talk about that? I felt like that was my fault.
It probably was.
Yeah, that we didn't talk about the play. So
it probably was.
I definitely
your fault.
want to hear about that. You know what I mean? So.
And she kind of was, sharing information about the play before she gets into any further, and I'm sure she got a lot going on. Can you share with everybody about Saturday, how to go with the food, because we got to keep people up to date on that.
My fault. We do what we normally do. We was out with Sam and Derry. We tackling food insecurity out there. What y'all hear us talk about a lot is the fact that it's a lot of elderly, our seniors out there, a lot of our elders out there. I don't want to say elderly because they be moving. You know what I'm saying? So elderly would give you the impression that these people are all broke down coming. I be out there ready to fist fight some of these people out here sometimes. Like I get in actual arguments with folks out there.
You know what?
It's friendly banter. They know me now. They know us now. They come out there and they tell us stories. They be getting food for other seniors and stuff like that. So, it's like we pillars in that community right now. You know what I mean? And I feel real good that PSA is something that they recognize and they look for us. And when we're not out there, they feel some type of way. And I take a lot of pride in that. And I know that the other folks that come out there, my brother, my sister right there, the social media coordinator is back, y'all. She's not hurt anymore. But she's another one of those people. She's out there with us every weekend. I mean, every Saturday, you know what I mean? Dedicated to the folks. It don't matter how cold it is. It don't matter. We out there. So it was another success like always. And we want more people to come out and volunteer. That's the part I don't want to miss. Y'all know we be out there. We going to be out there. Other people have come and volunteered, brought their kids out. So we just want to let people know it's that type of environment. You can come out and help. You can come get food and you can come out and help. You know what I'm saying? And as it gets warmer, we want to start being able to provide like a platform for people to bring out if they selling something, if they got resources, other resources that they want to provide, information, pamphlets, booklets, whatever. We want y'all to start coming out and utilizing the fact that it's traffic going in there. People know that it's serving going on. It's a safe space. Believe it or not, on the corner of Worcester and Madera is actually a safe place. Black folk are coming out there and congregating, and it's not an issue. So that's what I want to get out more than anything.
All for a good cause.
Volunteer.
Let's get our youth out there.
Yes.
To learn how to be a part of the community in a positive way.
Mm-hmm.
Parents, get your kids out there because, and you would be surprised how they will enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Just being there, helping, ladies carry their bags to the car and stuff like that. I mean, it's an experience.
The stories too.
Yes.
Like folks, absolutely. They got a lot of wisdom, a lot of experience. They've been around a long time. And when people think, you know, our seniors or our elders don't have a value, that's the value. And they got this wealth of experience, these stories that they tell you. It'd be funny and it'd be real. It's just a lot of information, man. So again, we want y'all to come out and volunteer. We want y'all to come get the food.
Yes.
We want y'all to come out there and volunteer, but we want people to come out and collaborate with us too. You know what I mean? Utilize the space as a way to get out more information. And as it gets warmer, I know me and Carlita, we talked about it. Like it's gonna be a big deal. Worcester Madeira gonna be a big deal. You know what I mean? So
absolutely,
the summertime is gonna be on out there. Like we gonna enjoy ourselves and we gonna serve.
That's what we do.
So back to you, young lady.
Sorry about that.
No, it's fine.
Did we miss? So I want you to finish your thought about information that you could offer your other young ladies. So you spoke on the safety piece, and that's very big.
Very important.
That's extremely big.
Very
but
important.
Is there anything else that you will, you know, a way that they can, like your mom made a great point last time about looking in the credits and just seeing who people are. A lot of people don't think about that when they watching a movie at the end of the movie or whatever. So is there anything else?
Yes, as far as if you do want to get into the industry, whether it's what I do or if you want to sing, act, dance, model, all of it, I would definitely find an agency for whatever you're looking to do. You can find these on Instagram, and you can just as easily click the little link in their bio and submit. If you do want to be a model, I suggest that you take like little comp card photos just so you can like have a basis of what you look like and submit it to modeling agencies. Reach out to people for test shoots. I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen? I mean, no, someone saying no is the worst thing that could happen. I mean, you might as well. So you can reach out for test shoots, reach out to people, and also study. If this is something that you're serious about and serious that you want to do, it's very important to study because people will be very surprised when you know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
A test shoot is when you reach out to a photographer and you basically, they come up with a concept or either you come up with a concept, and it works both ways because they're getting to show off that they can take great pictures and you're getting to show off that you can be a great model and someone can hire you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So is there anything in what? All right. So what is your biggest impediment? Like, what is the thing that you faced, if you face any, that been in your way a little bit? Like you feel like this is a problem. You might want to address it. You might want to start, you know, a union behind it. I don't know. Like, but what is something that you have faced a lot and you like, yo, this shouldn't be here. This shouldn't be an issue. Whether it's a system thing or it's a personal thing, like just something going on with you, and you're just like, nah, I gotta get past this, or it's something in the system that they're putting in your way.
Well, I think that this is a problem all around with modeling, and I think people are starting to break the barriers a little bit. A lot of times when you audition for fashion shows and stuff, it's a little bit harsher than what people think. They will literally tell you to your face, like, you're a good model, but you're too short. Like, you're too, like, I was told one time that I was too big, and I looked at them, I'm like, I wear a 000. I don't know how much smaller you want me to be. A lot of times I've got, like, not chosen for fashion shows because of my height. I'm like 5'7", and a lot of the starting heights, they want these girls that are like super duper tall, like 5'8", 5'9", 5'11". I think that if you're a model and you have a strong walk, you shouldn't be not chosen for a fashion show just because of your height. I mean,
is the color thing an issue for you? Is that something you face? Race? Is that an issue for you?
Yeah. That is an issue. There's a lot of times where you go to a fashion show and I'm the only person there that's... So, I mean, that is a problem. Designers do get picky. They will literally tell you, like, I want this girl instead of... It's all about how their vision is. I've dealt with a lot of racism behind the scenes with fashion shows and stuff like that. I feel like that's something everywhere. I feel like you can't avoid it. It's something that I would like to avoid, but... It's everywhere. I mean, you're going to face it somewhere or another. It's just how you handle it. I try to handle it with grace. So.
Love, support, and grace. That's something we deal with a lot.
Yes.
But, so, we had, do you know Miss Monroe? Do y'all know Miss Monroe? She had the pageant for the young girls.
I think so.
She had, so she was saying, because you can go see it, but she had the only pageant for young women of color, like young black girls, and she had it in it was 3 categories. I think it was I think it was like 12 and 13, and then it was like
Then it was
7 to 10, and then my
like
numbers can
4
be
to
off,
6 or
but it was
something.
3
It
categories.
was like like toddlers,
Right.
and then young big kids, and then
The
older
pre
big
kind of like
kids.
preteens and
Yeah.
everything. So
Yeah.
I reached back out to her. I'm gonna reach out to her again because I felt like that's something that's really missing. Like we need to have the. Now I have been also told that the pageant world is vicious. Like a lot of women that I've talked to was like, nah, I would never have my daughter in it. You know what I'm saying? But you do have a lot of our folks that are in it.
Yeah.
And I think that it needs to be equitable. You know what I'm saying? Like, as you're saying,
participated in
right? And we
pageants.
need to make sure, like, because I think a lot of what you're talking to is control. Like, if we're the designers, if we're the ones running the photo shoots, the I'm about to say rip the runway because that's the only thing I can think of right now. But y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
The
Rip
fashion
Runway.
show
Yeah,
is.
Rip the Runway.
We should be the ones controlling it. That's what I'm basically saying. And Miss Monroe put that idea out there. And what do you think about that? Do you think that would be something like? Would you be willing to collaborate with her if you like what she was doing? Because sometimes people, all we got is great reviews. And the parents really helped her, stepped up, but they said she ran it from top to bottom.
Yes.
She pulled it off. You know what I'm saying?
She
and
was
the
how
and the
old?
young
16?
no, I think Miss Monroe, I think she like 22, I think 21,
Well,
because
when
she's in
she's-
college.
But when she started.
Oh, when she started, I think she said she was like 15, 16, something like that.
Yeah.
And she said she got some real good exposure early on that allowed her to have access to some things that when you starting out, you normally don't get. You know
Right.
what I mean? So that's my question to you. Like, would you be willing to collaborate? Well, not just her, but any woman that was willing that's doing something like that. Would you be willing to run that? Be a I can't get the word out. The fashion show. Would you be willing to run a fashion show, run a pageant? You know,
Is that something that you're interested in?
I do have
the boss. Would you be
do-
willing to be the boss?
Yeah, I would totally be willing to do something like that. I would totally back something like that. I am a fashion designer, so I have some experience with running productions and putting out fashion shows and putting out people on stage, hair and makeup and all that. As far as pageants and stuff, I do believe that it's very important to have something that's like run by people
us,
of color,
right.
because a lot of these pageants and stuff that I see, like when I watch these like pageants and all stuff on YouTube, 3 a.m. I'm like halfway through the YouTube search history looking at what is that pageant? Toddlers and Tiaras.
Oh yeah.
I hate that show.
I think it's teaching these little girls such unrealistic beauty standards. Like no 3-year-old is walking around with a full set of teeth and hair up to here.
Yeah.
So I just think that I would do something like that, just like a natural pageant
Yes.
type of thing with
Yes.
more realistic beauty standards.
Yes, I feel like as a mother of 4 girls, like, I had 4 little girls running around, and one of the things that I ran into, which I'm sure your mom ran into too, was, we weren't being represented. They weren't looking for us.
Right.
When they did pick us, we had to look like them in
Yeah.
order for them to pick us. We had to have long, straight hair, and and it
Or
just
you had to have exaggerated features.
exaggerate.
Like your
unrealistic.
African features had to be exaggerated for you to like stand out and them to acknowledge you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And I know for me as a mother, it made it hard for me to kind of follow and put my daughter into things because I really wasn't feeling it.
Mhm.
And I felt bad because and I don't know, my daughter, she ain't really pushed for it like that. But I feel like had we come across more opportunities for us to be represented on the production side of things, people that look like us bringing us in for shoots, people look like us reaching out, sharing details about the agency or the pageant, stuff like that. And I just it kind of like dwindled off for her. And I don't know if that experience was the reason why for her, but I really think it's something important that we as a community need to get our young talented children into this industry, because we need them to see more of us in those positions.
Like she said, like with the natural pet, that's a dope idea. And
Yes.
I'm gonna
I like that
'cause I love collaboration.
When your hair curly and you know what I mean.
yes,
Yeah.
I love
No
collaboration.
makeup and all, like just.
So I'm gonna reach out to Miss Monroe again, but I'm gonna try to like link y'all, like so you can see, because that's something that we at PSA we want to help her do. You know what I'm saying? And I've been trying to reach out to her, and I'm definitely gonna get her on the line and let her know, like, it's other people that I'm running into that have the same or similar visions. And even if y'all don't necessarily work together, I think that like the natural pageant thing that's not something she said. She was the traditional pageant, but we want to make sure that all of our babies are. So you saying a natural pageant, so y'all can probably meet somewhere in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm gonna definitely do that, because I think, like you said, we need more spaces where moms and the daughters, the aunts and the niece, the grandma,
the caregivers,
whoever's bringing this child and taking her to this. Everybody can feel comfortable, because that's a big thing that stood out to me about Miss Monroe's pageant was the moms. They loved it.
Yes.
They were for it. They felt like they're chill. Of course, it's
They
a
were a part of
competition.
it.
And you know how y'all get in the competition sometimes. Like, what are you talking about? Our hair wasn't like my baby. It's the same thing with like
They don't
sports.
do
The
that.
mom be on the field yelling at the. Like, what are you doing? Please, can you it's just a football game.
It don't be that
Let
serious.
it do sometimes.
It
It do.
Every parent
I
thinks
know.
that their
It do.
kid is the
And
best.
that show that I don't like, that Tyler's and Sierra,
Yes.
it teaches the parents bad behavior. That's another part of the show. The parents be on there wilding, like they be acting crazy on there.
No,
So
they do.
it
I've
teaches
seen
the
it.
parents bad behavior as well. Like, oh, this is how I'm supposed to act when I take my daughter there. I gotta be extra. You
The
know what I
parents
mean?
need to know better, though.
So, but I want to link y'all up, because I think that will be dope. And y'all, we need to have that type of sisterhood. We need to have each other's back doing all the things that we can do. So,
Yes, I agree.
what's up with the play?
Okay, I talked a little bit about the play earlier.
Well, I missed it, so you
no,
gotta.
Yeah,
it's fun. Information's information. I love sharing. Like I was saying, the play is called Chronicles, the stage play. We're having a show on March 11th, and then two shows on March 12th. The play, it's basically like, I'm telling you guys, it's literally like a show or a movie. It's action packed. There's just so many dynamic scenes, and I'm so happy that I'm working with all these amazing actors. But March 11th, March 12th, Chronicles the stage play. Ticket link is in my bio. I will be playing Sarissa. Teen girl gets her and her best friend into some trouble. It's kind of like, what's that called? It's like when you poke a domino and like everything just falls.
The domino
Right.
effect.
The domino effect. Like this person does this, and then this person, and then it just
So-
the whole.
It's centered around a gun, though, right?
Yes, it's
All
centered around a gun. One person gets the gun, something happens to this person, then another person, and then it just kind of like, and it all goes together.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Okay.
it's a really crazy but beautiful story. The way it was written was really genius.
So how did you get? I'm sure I'm probably asking questions, but that were already asked. But how did you get involved in this play?
Funny story. A couple years ago, probably maybe about 3-4 years ago, I auditioned for a stage play. I believe it was A Love That Forgives. I was casted as the understudy for all 5 girls. I don't know if anyone knows the story of what happened.
What's the understudy?
Understudy is basically like a person gets hired as the lead for a play, or all the people are hired, and you're brought in kind of basically as the backup.
Right.
Like if this person's not able to do it, or if they're obligations, they can't do it, you're on standby, you know all their lines, you can jump in just in case they can't. And what had happened was the girl wasn't able to do it, so I jumped in and ended up being the lead of the play, and I've been working with this production team ever since.
Oh,
So
wow.
I would like to know this: what if the person that they picked as the lead is just bad?
Well,
Will they get the understudy to jump in there?
Yeah, they will.
If they be like, yo, we had one show and then like the reviews, everything was like, this was horrible. Like, we can't have this again. Do they get the understudy in, or will they give them another opportunity
If they
to
really think
be
it was-
horrible? So you have 3 shows, right? We've been working on these 3 shows for however many months. What's usually the arc of time that y'all prepare before a show?
I mean, it depends. Sometimes we have months, sometimes we have weeks.
Okay. So we got 3 shows. The first show, the lead.
Oh,
No, but you might be one of them stage fright people. So you might have did all the rehearsals and been great, and then once the lights came on, you flopped. So can you get can the understudy come in when you flop?
Yes.
yeah. So as an understudy, you get ready for each show,
Anything.
even though you're not the lead. Is that how it goes?
I got you.
Yes,
I
you got to be prepared for the worst, because understudies are even brought to the production, the day of production, because let's say something happens to the actress, like she falls on stage, she twists her ankle, something happens to her.
She breaks her leg.
Yeah, she breaks her leg. Understudy's right there on standby, ready to go out, knows everything.
Nah, that's what's up. So you were an understudy.
Yes, but I ended up being the lead of the play, and the story is like really, really sad. It was these girls, I believe it was 5 girls, and the church was bombed by the KKK, and there was one survivor. Yeah, I played the one survivor, and then the rest of the castmates were like her friends and sisters. It was really.
Nah, that's a great.
Yeah, and she was there. She's such a Birmingham, Alabama.
Birmingham,
yeah, it was a really intense play, and I made her cry. It was beautiful. It really was. It was a great production.
Can we see that somewhere?
It's A Love That Forgives. Yeah.
A Love That Forgives.
At practice, we'll send the link.
Yeah,
Okay.
send that.
Yeah, because I would love for my young girls
because
to watch
I got
that.
you.
I want to be able to, because I'm just meeting this beautifully talented young lady, and I would like to see the things that she's done. Not just talk about them. I want to. Dive right in and take a look at your
because
your
she could be
catalog
up here
and,
telling us all of these wonderful things.
No, now, come
and
on
it's
now.
not good.
You know what?
And then I go look at it, and it's not good. And then you've been on PSA making people
Don't
think
listen to him.
that you are extraordinary actress.
No.
And then we see the stuff. It's like, no.
Oh no! See, just for that, you have to come to my play.
I'm
and
coming to
see
the
me
play.
work.
Exactly.
I'm
just
coming
for
to the
that.
play.
You
Because
gotta
the last
come.
one, I made people cry. I'm like,
You good?
I'm pretty good.
That's
Okay.
what's up.
I'm pretty
I like
good.
that.
That's right.
Don't
let nothing
listen.
he say. That's
No,
right.
no. I like that because I like the fact that you don't have to be humble in that way. You don't have to be an asshole because because people can be that way. And I use that on purpose because people can know that they're really good at something and they can be assholes to everybody because they know they're talented and they know they're going to get a certain amount of things for being talented. But as black folk, we have been told to turn that down. You could be proud of what you do. You can allow people to know that you're great at something.
Absolutely.
And still be humble. You can still have humility and allow people to know that I'm good.
It's
and I
confidence.
know I'm good.
It's all about
and I work
confidence.
at it. That's
Exactly.
And that's all I was putting out there with that because we do get trained to downplay ourselves as black folk when we're talented. Yeah. We get trained to do that. We get called hot dogs, and you know what I'm saying? You hot dogging, and you think you bigger than everybody, and they make that an issue. They try to overshadow your talent because you're willing to talk about it, and you're confident in it, and it's nothing wrong about that. So tell people you good. Tell them one more time.
I'm pretty good, guys.
So, do you have any other plays lined up, or any other work period lined up?
Other work periods, some stuff I can't talk about, of course, indies and all that. But I do have something coming up with Gutta Films. This was a movie / it was kind of like a movie that turned into a series and then a series that turned into a movie. We worked and did this over the summertime, and it should be coming out very, very soon. I post about it on my socials. I'll let you guys know when it comes out.
No doubt. We're connected. You can DM us and let us know what's going on.
Yeah, like, once you come
there
on
was
the
an
show,
interaction
you're a part
before
of
the
the
show.
family now.
Like I don't remember exactly how the interaction went, but it was kind of like, yo, know I'm still coming back on the 7th, right? That's how we got the D. It's like, no, I'm just messing with her.
But listen,
she didn't do that. She was very polite. She was very professional in a way that she was like, it's basically like, is everything still on? And it's still on.
But once you come on the show, you're a part of the family.
Yeah,
now.
you gotta
so
come
you
back.
have to make
When you got stuff
multiple
going on,
appearances because when you be out there all on the TV, we gonna be like,
yo, we got the footage. She was here.
Yeah, she was here. Yeah,
got the footage.
that young lady was on our show.
Now I do have to ask this question: like, what is the? I can't talk about it. Now I have a little bit of an understanding, but sometimes people don't understand why y'all can't talk about the next project? Or so what is the I can't talk about it? What is the secrecy part of that?
The I can't talk about it is the fact that you signed a contract literally saying I can't talk about it.
Now, on some real, I do understand a little bit about it, but I
Exactly.
didn't know that it was that blatant about it. So what are the
Yes.
things that they think that they think you're going to tell people with a premise of it? You're going to let it out too soon?
I have the perfect scenario for this.
Okay.
If anyone's ever seen, Tom Holland, Spider-Man,
Mhm.
Yeah.
he went on live and basically showed the poster and let out basically when the movie was
I
coming
got
out,
you.
how the movie's coming out, and the production team literally came on his live and was like, "Really?"
Yeah, you killing all the anticipation, everything. That messes up a lot of money and everything.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
because the promo.
I got
You
you.
know,
I
Because
got you.
people go to see things out of anticipation
Right.
and like, "Oh, I
Mhm.
can't wait to see this." If you talk about it and
And
you
you
like,
killed it.
Yeah.
you killed it. You killed the
Yeah.
You
buzz.
feeling the energy.
So, what?
One momager, one momager on set with her phone taking a picture.
Can mess up a whole production.
And get your kid blackballed. The whole
Oh
Pale,
my
I like to say
God.
pale bald. Just, we can talk about that.
Oh,
Oh,
I like to say pale bald.
Hellbald. Okay.
I like to say pale. I'll tell you about it. Because you seem like you're trying to think about it. Like, what is he saying? I like to say pale bald
I
instead
mean,
of black
I'm
bald.
sure I got an idea.
Yes.
I have an idea.
Yes.
as well.
I like to say pale bald instead of black bald. And y'all get it. Think about it.
Hellbald. You don't want to get Hellbald.
You don't want to get pale bald. Like, 'cause that's who do,
Moms,
Yes.
take it easy. Put your phone away.
I know she gonna be
Yeah.
successful, but
You
we don't all
know-
need to know until she pops. We don't need to know. Let her grind
Until
it out.
the project comes out.
So with all the stuff that y'all do, or you do, how do you do school? Like, I know people ask this question all the time. I've seen interviews where because you're 17, right?
Yes.
Okay. So how did you manage school? Did you still go to school? You private school? Like, how did it work?
I'm still in school, guys. I'm homeschooled. I've been doing cyber school since like 3rd grade. I haven't been to regular school. The last time I was in regular school is when I lived in California. I've been doing CCA, Commonwealth Charter Academy, online school since 3rd grade. Very, very flexible. The teachers, they work with me. So it is, even though like, with all of this, they do have like tutors on set and stuff. You get teachers on set. So that's how I do it. I'm able to juggle both, though. Sometimes you get to do school at day. Sometimes you get to do it at night. You bring your laptop with you. Very flexible.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So,
That's amazing.
did you have anything else?
No, go ahead, brother.
Because no, I was about to say, say her name.
Well, yeah, which is, I'm glad that we is having this talk with this beautifully talented young lady, and she mentioned safety. And I kind of didn't get a chance to kind of let everybody know, but our social media coordinator kind of,
'Cause she do what she do.
She did my work for me. You know what I mean? I appreciate that. I appreciate it. But okay, so Say Her Name is a segment of the show that we started when we were talking about a conversation about intersectionality. And intersectionality is that point of intersection where Black women are discriminated against because of the color of their skin, and they're also discriminated against because they're women. So, and this is across all industries. This is in the workplace, this is in, health care, and I'm sure it's probably in, acting and modeling
definitely.
and
For sure.
exactly. So the conversation that came from that was the fact that Black women who were dying at the hands of the police just weren't really talked about as much as the Black men that were dying at the hands of the police. And we went through a whole slew of Black women that, and I'm not talking about the Breonna Taylor or the Sandra Bland. I'm talking about the other 250 Black women who died within the last 10 years in police custody or by police or being brutalized by police. So with us having this conversation about, Black women dying at the hands of the police, I kind of wanted to not forget about the Black women that are not dying at the hands of the police. Because for me, Black women are one of the most unprotected race of women in this country. We're being brutalized, we're being murdered, and a lot of it is from people we know and love. And our social media coordinator shared a story with me that I kind of started doing some research on, and it kind of really, really touched my heart. This young lady, she was 23 years old, and her name was Ariana Reed. Ariana Reed. She was shot by her son's father multiple times. And then he went on social media after the fact and kind of was sharing that, you know, that he had just shot her, stop playing with him, who y'all think I am. Apparently she recently moved out from the home, and she was just dropping her son off. It's very unfortunate that this man was suffering the way that he was suffering, and like decided that this beautiful young lady's life was not worth a cent, because not only did he kill her, he also shot somebody else that was living in the apartment complex that kind of like got in the middle, and then he ended up getting killed, turned the gun on himself. And you know, intimate partner violence came up in one of the other conversations that we had on Say Her Name, and this is another example of it. We are not even being protected by our own black men, and this is why the white men do us the way they do us. This is why the police do us the way they do us. This young lady was 23 years old. She was beautiful, beautiful young lady. She had a son, a little baby, a young son, I think about 2 years old maybe, and he was in the house. He was in the house. The young man is on the live telling the police, my son is in here. Come get my son out of here. It's on the news. It's on. You can see, if you Google it, if you search it, you can see the live, the video. And it, like, this is just, you know, we have to protect our young black women. We are dying out here. We are not being protected the way we need to be protected. And I don't care what is the cause, the reason behind what happened to this young lady. I don't care about, I'm not going to say I don't care about, because mental health is something that's real, that we as a black community don't take enough, and we don't dig enough deeper into that. We don't get the help that we need. We just got this mentality that we supposed to be able to tolerate and take anything, and that doesn't kill us, makes us stronger. That's not true.
This
all the time.
This is the thing about the mental health piece. Like, mental health, it's real, but we normally follow patterns when we go off the rail, as people say. So what I mean by that is, if we lived in a culture where just fist fighting was the only thing, when you go off the rail, 9 times out of 10, that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna want to punch on everybody. Mm-hmm. When he get on the live and he start talking about why y'all playing with me and this, that's our culture. That's what we do. We get on live and we talk shit. Mm-hmm. So even though mental illness is a thing, the culture dictates what the outcome is going to be when you go off the rail, when you go crazy, or whatever. When you have an episode, your episode is going to be dictated by the culture that you're in. You feel what I'm saying? Because the culture could be tear the house down, start breaking shit, beat the whole house down, kids, everybody in there, you breaking TVs and all that, but you never touch anybody. And the reason why I bring that up is because a part of the culture is she's not worth anything to me. She's not worth anything to me, and I'll go even further with that. She's not worth anything to me because, and it ain't about the music, but the music can tell you what the message is. She's like a car. She like a couple dollars. She like the jewels. You talk about her as a material item. That's how we talk about our women. That's how we've been trained to talk and treat our women. So when I go off the deep end, I treat her like a material. You know what I mean? You know how when you get money, you bang your car up and you go get a new one. You feel what I'm saying? And that's thorough. Cause I went right after I banged the Jag up 2 days later, I had a Benz. And that's how you treat your woman now. You could bang her up and get another thing. You can get rid of her and get something else. And then you can come on live and talk shit about it. So he definitely went through an episode, but his episode was dictated about how our culture looks at women. That's why that became an option, to kill her and then get on the live and talk about it like you a real nigga. Because that's what he was thinking. I'm a real nigga. Why y'all playing with me?
Exactly.
You feel what I'm saying? So that's something that we definitely gotta look like we gotta look at what the culture is. So mental illness
Then
is
we
a real
also
thing.
gotta look at what is dictating this culture.
Exactly.
What is this? This is not us. This is not our people. This is not the culture we come from. This is the culture. This is what we're being trained to believe.
Mm-hmm.
This is what they're putting out there, because that's what the powers that be, those systems that are in place, the powers that be is going to show you this. They're going to show you how the black man don't value his woman. Mm-hmm. Because they don't want the black man to value his woman. Because if the black man valued his woman, could you imagine what would happen if our black men get together and stood up for their black women? It would be a whole uproar.
But that's the reason why the system is because they, I've said this before, I'm gonna keep saying it, and it's something that's been taken away from it. Like, your woman, the African woman, is our source of power. As a man, your job is to maintenance that power, because it can make extraordinary things. Like, that's not a made up thing. Like, if you got a woman that rides for you, as a man, it ain't no stopping you. But the powers that be, those folks that don't want you to get to that height, they know if we destroy her or let you or make you or create an avenue for you to destroy her, you're destroying your source of power. You're never going to win. You're never going to get ahead, because you're not maintaining your source of power. That wound is your source of power. That life, that's your source of power. The chamber of life, that's what it was called. That's what our ancestors called it. The chamber of life. It wasn't called, and I apologize for being vulgar. It wasn't called a pussy. It wasn't called a box. It was called the chamber of life. Just lay on that for a minute. Think about that.
Because it is.
It's the chamber of life, and you look at the chamber of life different. Why? Because it brings life. There's nothing more important than life.
Nothing.
But if we can get you to stomp on that, to burn the chamber down, to destroy it, that kills everything. That kills life. You can't win if you're not sustaining your life. You're gonna lose every time. I definitely don't want to blame this on mental illness, although it played a part.
I don't.
The culture is important. The reason why I brought that up, because if we change the culture when people do have episodes, how they respond might be different. You feel what I'm saying? Because what he did when he went through his episode, because that's what it was, for whatever reason, he imitated the culture he was already in. The woman around you don't mean nothing. Get out of here, kill her, and then get on there and talk shit about it, because that's gonna make you a real bull. Because what'd he say? Y'all playing with me? Dog, you just killed your source of power. And you talking about somebody playing, you playing yourself. But he don't recognize that, because the culture
he didn't believe that.
Exactly. The culture that's been feeding him, when he go through an episode, he lives it out. So now, one of the ways that we can dictate what happens in mental illness, and I'm not no doctor, but I challenge anybody to this. You can look at it in those places. Due to tearing the car up, he might, in certain places, suicide is the thing. Culturally. Yes. So when they go through an episode, they do stuff to themselves. Mm-hmm. So our culture can even dictate what the outcomes is when somebody has an episode. And that's real shit. Think about that. Think about that in this case right here. His outcomes when he lost it was to imitate the culture in an extreme way. You killed this baby and then got on live and talked shit about it like you was a thorough motherfucker.
The access is, it's like there's no boundaries anymore, and people are just willing to cross extreme lines of caution, like extreme lines, to be able to, in order to prove a point. What was your point? Mm-hmm. what did you want everybody to understand when you did what you did? Because in his mind, he was doing something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? When people are having a psychotic break, in their mind, they are rationalizing what it is that they are doing or about to do that makes sense to them. What was it that you were doing that made sense to you? The devaluing of the black woman is the number one cause of us having so much hate and murder and abuse, and it's ridiculous. Like, we are queens, and if you tell yourself that and you value that about us, you wouldn't dare be able to take our life. You wouldn't dare be able to take our life. And this young lady was only 23 years old. Now, it don't matter. You shouldn't be killing no woman at any age. But she was just a baby. You know what I'm saying? A baby. And had all this life to live. Like, so many, when you sit back and you think about it, it's like, why? Why did this have to happen? What happened that caused this young black man, and he wasn't a white man, he wasn't a cop, he is a young black man, our men, that did this to her? And it's sometimes I just find myself speechless, and sometimes I just want to jump out there and try to help people, and then sometimes I just want to bring awareness. I'm all over the place with it. I'm mad, I'm angry, I'm sad, you know what I mean? But one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about it. I don't care how often it happens. I will refuse to be jaded to the fact that we are getting knocked off. Black women are getting knocked off. From babies up to the elderly, we are getting knocked off. And the worst thing that a black man can do is believe that there's no value in his black woman. That's the worst thing for me.
And that's why we gotta say her name.
Say her name. Ariana. What was the last name? I'm sorry, yo. I just went on a tangent.
You good?
Reed.
Ariana
Reed, y'all. 23 years old. Mother. Daughter.
So we have another guest. You know something? I think when we gonna have somebody perform, this is like a heavy joint for somebody to follow and try to change the pace of.
I know. I'm sorry.
So I'm gonna apologize. Even though I know this brother is in tune and he good with it, I'm gonna apologize to Torch, man, because that was a little.
I got a perfect song for what y'all.
No, but here's the deal. That's what the whole point of us.
For real, man. Come on in. It's Torchy Gunner. Y'all know him. He about to become a common, person on the show. Coming through, you know what I'm saying? But
They woke in here, y'all. They woke.
Yes.
I mean, listen, man. We got an open door policy. Whenever you want to come through and get it here.
I remember you said that.
No, listen. Just don't come in with no corny shit.
You standing on that too?
Listen,
don't come in with no corny shit.
That's not where I was going with it at. When I was going with it, I noticed something the last time, you was here. And could you turn around so I can read out loud what's on the back of your jacket?
Oh, all right.
Turn around.
Is it on this side or this
On the right side.
On the right.
My right or my left?
Lift your right arm up. Principles, relationships are more important than money.
It's crazy because this a clothing line that I met a guy in the feds. I met him in the feds and he made this. He sent me this.
Relationships are more important than money. And I noticed that the principles, yeah.
Principality.
Yes. But I noticed it the last time, and I wanted to say something about it, and I didn't get a chance to say nothing about it. But
this ain't a jacket that I don't even wear. Don't get it twisted. I got a closet, but
I would wear that every day.
But I don't wear I wear this. I wear stuff.
I know you will wear this. We got these for $40.
Right.
This is, Philly service announcement, apparel, merch.
Oh, yeah,
I didn't mean to cut you off, but you pointed to it.
Right.
So
plug it.
make sure y'all grab my man. executive producer, my brother. Come on in here, show
Come
the
in, show
red
the
joint.
red joint.
You know what I'm saying?
That's my favorite.
We got
color right
red,
there.
we got
That's
gray.
awesome.
You know what I'm saying? And my man been in the gym. Look at him.
He came with the bowling on.
You know what I mean? The only reason why I said that is because I realized today I am out of pocket, y'all. I'm out of pocket.
But we
For
gonna
real.
continue to be out of pocket and ball out and have fun.
At Vegas?
Yeah, we going.
I gotta get back in the gym. I'm out. Yo. A fat boy that I love told me, yeah, I noticed it, brother. I noticed it. He know who he is. Nah, that's my brother. I love you, my man Chris. But listen, man, my bad. That's a hard joint to follow up, man. But what you know what I mean? Tell us what it is. Give them all the platforms. You know how you
I'm
gotta
listening.
do it.
My
Come
name
on here,
Torch
man.
Gunner. TORCH_Gunner GUNNAH. For some reason, people always forget the H. So add the H.
I did.
I'm that on everything, on TikTok, on social. Matter of fact, on TikTok, I forgot
Real
what I
Southwest,
was.
real back block ball.
Real Southwest.
If I wasn't from Southwest, I wouldn't have came back there and got him. But I'm from Southwest.
Straight up. So I mean, yeah, follow me on all that. I follow people back, all that. Every booking channel, all that. I'm coming. It don't matter what it is. You could book me to do something in here with 3 people, and I do it. So I'm with it. I'm outside.
Hungry, man.
And it's a difference between being thirsty and being hungry. And I'm hungry. I'm starving.
Yes.
No doubt, no
Yeah.
doubt. Well, what's so I gotta ask this because I asked you the normal questions last time.
Right.
I know you only been home a short amount of time. I know what that feel like.
Right.
Just like give us one thing that was crazy different. Like you thought it was one thing when you was booked, but you came home and was like, oh, this was something completely different. I didn't know. I thought it was something else.
I did a lot of time, so it was a lot different. But the main thing, not the main thing, but one of the main things, the clothes. The clothes. Now, don't get it twisted. I got locked up in 2009, so I was a little slim. You know what I'm saying? But it was something that, and I don't even mean like, all right, your stuff to fit, because they wore their stuff like this back in the 70s and all that. Like, you get teller, you go to the teller and all that. I mean the extra, like you going out your way to make sure these joints tighter. Like that's the part that was like new. I'm like, dang.
That blew your mind a little bit.
Let
Like
me think of
for
something
real,
simple
bro?
like that. People probably ain't even pay attention to.
Right.
Hold on. Let me see. Oh look, this what I always had trouble with. You need a passcode for everything, and I'm talking about everything. You need a passcode for your
irritating.
passcode.
It's irritating.
So that's like super duper irritating, because I get locked out of one thing, and then I try to do what I gotta do to recover it, and everybody, all right, well, what's the password for that? And I'm like, all right, well, I don't know. And then what's the password for this, and what's the password for that? So I'm
still
I like to
battling
say
that,
I'm
John.
abreast with it now, but I'm still late, like as far as with the.
So what you was talking about? What's next though? Like what you got going on show wise? You was talking about South by Southwest.
Yeah, we supposed to be going out South by Southwest. That's crazy because I don't even know the dates for that. Right now it's just heavy visuals, and I'm in the stew. I'm working.
Right.
I got my album done, but I want. Don't you know how like you've been prepping and planning and for this fight, and you knock a nigga out in the first round? It's like, damn, like I want a little bit more. I don't feel like I got my
all this
stuff
practice
off
I
in this
did
joint.
right.
I want to add just a couple more, like maybe like 2 or 3 more tracks, but I don't know what I want to do. I just know I'm gonna know it when I see it or when I feel it. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm working. I'm on everybody joint. We about to do a Star Gang party this weekend. No, we're going to Miami this weekend.
That's a nice life though. It's
a
like,
lot of stuff, bro.
But it's nice when you can be like, yo, we supposed to do this. Damn, but we going to Miami this weekend.
Like we going this.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Mad.
Could you remember when it wasn't that though?
I do. I ain't never been on a plane. My first time on a plane was Shackle going to USP Atlanta. So
you was in the feds.
What? Yeah. So my first time actually on the plane, we went to Puerto Rico. That's why I got the 60 days house arrest. But we went to Puerto Rico, and it was like, it's an experience that I ain't never do before, like in the world. So I'm hype as crap. Like
that's how I am.
I'm
right
like,
now.
man, I'm gonna try to be classy, yo. This is my first one though. Let me have this though. Like,
Let me
I'm
do
out there
whatever.
talking to everybody. Hey, how y'all doing? Straight up.
Nah, that's real rap,
yeah,
man.
I'm working, and
What is something that me and you was talking about the young boys and all that, and that's a big topic. I I wanted to bring this up. I don't go too far into it. We purposely don't just talk about gun violence, because we could talk about that every show and run with that, and there's a lot of people running with that who don't really care about it, and they just try and cash out on it and all that because that's the subject of the day. But we was talking about more just like young brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? And you said something to me that, you know, it touched me because I've been through it. And I, you know what I mean? Dealing with the little brothers, and they told me, yo, you got the experience I got, so I'm willing to listen to you.
Right. Like,
you know what I mean? And you dealing with that firsthand. On the back block. You know what I'm saying? What is that? What I really want to know is, what do that feel like? Like the time that you say something to a little brother and you know I'm giving you real game that could possibly save your life, and they listen. Because everybody telling a story about how the young boys don't listen.
It's
what do it feel like when they listen?
It's almost like, did you hear me? Yeah, you did. Oh, you gonna do it too? Damn, you sure you heard what I just told you to do? It's almost that feeling. Like, it's not a cocky feeling, but it feel good. It's almost like, well, yeah, I stopped them young boys from gonna go shoot that block up. Or I stopped them young boys from doing this or doing that. And it's easy to start a war. Like, some dudes think that they got the power, or they it when they can start a war. But if you can stop one, that's where it's at. That's where it's at. If you can make a gangster be like, no,
that's real power.
Then that's the power. And I talk to them, and I don't talk to them like I'm trying to. They don't know I'm trying to guide them. I make them feel like they came up with it. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And they listen because, and I was telling you earlier, like, I want to talk to people. I want to talk to these young dudes, and because I was that kid in that placement or in them joint that I ain't listening to nobody, and I didn't care, because you can't tell me that if I do this, I'm gonna get up when I live on 55th Street. You don't live nowhere near where I live at. You ain't been through nothing I've been through. So it's like, if he would have came, or whatever, somebody who I feel like I can recognize, who I feel like, damn, he looked like he been through. He could be faking, but if he looked like he been through what I've been through, and he started talking and it's starting to click, then I would be susceptible to listen. I'll listen to that, like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying, and that's really what tip I'm on. Like, I ain't no spring chicken no more. I'm getting up there, and I still can dance. I got my chicken legs and all that, but it's time to start doing other stuff. It's time to start leaving
that
stuff,
transition,
like,
man.
Yeah.
That transition, that maturity, that becoming a man, a real man.
Because a lot of stuff gonna go when you leave. Like, when it's over with, they're gonna talk about me.
Right.
There you go.
And it's up to me what they talk about. You feel me? And I didn't go there. I didn't give them a slew of shit to talk about that was bad. Like, so now I'm, you know.
So listen,
go ahead, my fault.
Really quick. I just wanted to kind of ad-lib off of what you're saying. One thing that I always say is, people not going to remember what you did. They going to remember how you made them feel. You know what I'm saying? When you impacting people and you changing their lives, that's what they remember.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, like, everything you saying and the way you working and trying to get them to listen, and that's what they going to remember.
Right.
I mean, I know you got the bomb with the music and all that, but that's what they gonna remember.
The bomb. She said the bomb. She aging the shit out of it.
Yes, hey.
The bomb.
That's the bomb. Like I said.
Damn, I ain't heard that.
Y'all heard me. Yes, I said it. Y'all heard me.
I might AKA. I heard what she said.
Y'all heard.
But do we got some heat to go out on?
Yeah,
do we got
different,
though?
This
do what you do. Do what you do, man.
Come on, Took. We waiting for you. We waiting on you, Took.
Let's go.
Torch fucking gunner TG. I got another one, y'all. And I'm talking to the ladies in the shit, but you gotta listen to what I'm saying. They keep asking. I'm like, you can't stay there. You can slide it like one time, baby. You just can't stay here. Smash Torch gunner TG. Look. Yep, you most certainly can. I already killed it, want me catch a murder again. Everybody speculating, wanna know what it is. And I know you tired of holding it in, but look, we supposed to be friends, chill. And you know I got trust issues, so if I'm saying you can slide, that mean I fuck with you. And baby, I don't wanna move too fast. Before I wife you, I need to know who you smash. That's gonna determine if I do you good, do you bad. If you 100, baby, prove you that. Look, I need to know if I can trust you when I hit that road. Plus it's cuffing season, boo, it's getting cold. Got a bunch of reasons why that playing shit is getting getting old. Bunch of skeezers got the dick, but only one gon' get my soul. But you ain't gotta go that route if you ain't ready for it. I gut you out, and if it's good, I'ma check you for it. Ain't going to the house, that's what the tents on the Chevy for. She mopped me up like a messy floor. Ill, and I can't stand a chick when she Joe with my homies. In my head, she'll let bro poke just to hurt me. She keeps saying it was love, I was hoping she showed me. She keeps saying that it flood, I was hoping she soaked me. Yeah, I was hoping she say what it is before I let her come over and stay at the crib. Go play with your kids, go play with your friends. It's a grown ass man situation you in. Look, I don't do the drama shit, drawing baby mama shit. Bitches checking for this pole, but I don't like the politics. Life wild and crazy, trying to bring some sort of calm to it. I'm the one you vibing with, baby, that's a compliment. The game that they play is so obvious. They keep asking,
can I come over?
and I'm like,
Come
feel me?
over.
Like I said, you can slide if you want to. Let's get on hands up. You just can't stay. Know y'all feelings. You might gotta get on camera with that one.
Come over.
Shit. Let me ask you this though. Look.
Can I come
I'm
over?
like, look, what we gonna do when you get here? We need an understandable. I'm trying to get this shit clear. 2022 coming, it's gonna be a big year. So you can come, but baby, you can't act like you live here. Yeah, she's struggling with entitlement. And I'm juggling if I love or I like the bitch. Love don't cost a thing while they lie, cause I priced the shit. Bought it and I lost it. I don't wanna live that life again. Really, I ain't looking for a wife again. They go to start to acting crazy every time I pipe a bitch. Bitches on some psycho shit, is why I'm one night and shit. If a friend like a pick, I pop her like a Viking and I'm fucking. I'm gutter, I'm rough around the edges, big punisher, I crush her. I'm fucking up the edges, boy, I'm hotter than a sauna winter leather in the desert. Pressure bust pipes while I'm better under pressure. You can slide if you want to, but baby, I'm not like them other guys that you run to. I know I'm a prize, just like you know you want to. You don't play your part, don't be surprised if I dump you. I don't ask for much, just support me when I need you to. That love shit you say you got for torch, you need to see it too. Represent each other, they see me when they peek at you. If you get your word, I'm expecting you to keep it true. That's all, that's it, there's nothing more to it. They started treating me different now that I'm doing music. I'm determined to win cause I'm a sore loser. I come from the trenches, my nigga, man, I'm a full shooter. But that drama shit, man, I'm tired of it. My life wild and crazy, can you bring
Hey.
some time to it? Yeah.
I like that, John. Listen. I like that, John. I like that.
John. Did he clip it?
Yes, this is Philly
Oh
Service
no, this is Philly Service
announcement.
announcement.
Takeover Tuesday. Glockaware Radio.
Love, support, and grace.
The love, support, and grace is always real.
Social activism, resources,
and art. And the art
what we
was in
doing
here
out here.
today. The art was in here today. This
Cop up, man. Cop up.
Get that Philly Service announcement merch. Grab your merch.